Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. This article that I'm about to go through with you guys, I think is definitely an important topic to discuss, and something I've actually wanted to give my opinions on for a while here now, and that is what we're basically going through is if college players, college athletes should get paid, for playing college sports. And I definitely want your guys' opinion on this in the comment section below. This is 7 common sense reasons why college athletes should be paid. Now, I do agree with some of these. I also kind of disagree with some of them, so we're going to go through that. Just a little note, I was never a college athlete. I've had friends that have been college athletes. I kind of know the lifestyle of it just because I've had friends that really have talked to me about it. I had one good friend that I used to work with, and he basically, guys, he had no social life. Like, he would come to work, he had to go to practice because he actually ran cross country. So he would go cross country, and he'd be lucky if he got home, in time to do his homework or get some sleep or whatnot. So I thought we'd go through this with you guys here. And the big reason I want to talk about this too is that the big spark in the media right now is that Roy Williams, the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, who just won the national championship, he got like $1 million bonus for that W, guys. And I heard actually my man Chauncey Billups actually tweeted, I think it was Chauncey that said something like, he got $1 million, the athletes got really cool t-shirts, which is true, man. It's true. So let's get right to it. Let's go through these 7 reasons and talk a bit about each one. I'm gonna skip that right there. Number 1 is it's a multi-billion-dollar business where the only people who are restricted in their earnings anyway are the athletes. Yes, it is true that they are restricted in their earnings, but really, see, this is one that I kind of disagree with because, really a lot of us are restricted in our earnings. It's like unless we get a promotion or a raise or something, we are kind of restricted in our earnings. And I think there are such things as partial scholarships. So in a way, you're not really restricted. If you get a partial, you can move up to a full-time scholarship and all that stuff there. So this is one that I kind of disagree with here. But at the same time, yeah, man, like everybody else is making top-notch dollars. Like if your team makes more money, the executive guys are making more dollars. So this is one that I'm kind of iffy on. Number 2. Nobody would put up with this in any other walk of life. That is very true, man. Like, if you see, because in a way, I'm gonna touch more on this a little bit later, but I kind of consider it kind of a part-time job for a sports athlete because, and maybe even like full-time hours, because I know it's a big grind and everything. But yeah, it's like if you worked for something, any sort of organization, any sort of club where you put in your time, your effort, unless you're a volunteer, which we know we're not saying they're volunteers here, but you put in your time and effort, in the end of the day, if people are getting paid and you're putting in the work, then yeah, you would walk away from that. You wouldn't do it unless you did it out of the kindness of your heart. But let's just say, I'm going to take a little gander and say that's not the majority of us. So that's, yeah, man, you would not really put that up with anything inside sports, besides sports there. Next is, it will ruin the game. Doomsday scenarios are ridiculous. I completely disagree with this right here, guys. I completely disagree with this. The reason it will not ruin the game is, for one, there's still people trying to make it to the big league. Like, you can't just stop playing your college sport. Like, if you're getting paid, let's say, I don't know, man, let's say they give them $30,000. You think players like, I don't know, Lonzo Ball, Markelle Fultz, Malik Monk, you think they're going to stop playing? Like, do you think they're going to hurt their draft stock because they're going to be lazy because they get that 30K? Like, no, man, they think about the big picture. They think about the long-term investment, about playing well and getting a high lottery pick. Not only that, but there's a ton of players that just are simply not going to make it to the NBA. So if they get their 30K, it's like they're not going to stop there. I mean, they're still doing the study and they're still going to play for the love of the game. It's like, you don't got to give them a ridiculous amount of money, but still something to live off of. Next one here we have, other sports will not be canceled because some players are getting paid. Yeah, this is one more gets kind of iffy, guys. There's a few things I got to talk about with this one right here. For one, okay, it says other sports will not be canceled. Yeah, because players are getting paid. Basically, I'm not saying you got to go out there and throw these players multi-million-dollar deals, man. Just something, give them part-time money. Like what I got when I was working part-time, man, I was making a good, well, I mean, my job, I'm making like 16 bucks an hour. Low-key, I was making pretty good money for my age. I actually got up to like about $19 an hour when I was all said and done. It's just like a student job, but give them that kind of money, just something so they got a little wiggle room, a little something where if they have a night off, they can go out with their friends or something like that. Because a lot of these guys, they don't have money. They just don't. It's ridiculous. And other sports are not going to be canceled, man, because if anything, it's like if you just give them limited money, unless it's like some like D17 college, but I know it doesn't even exist, but y'all know what I'm saying with that, then maybe that's just probably just budgeting issues in general. But these teams are bringing in so much money, man, so much money, that there ain't no way that they're going to take less money, guys. So there ain't no way they're going to cut programs like that. And if they do, it's because the program probably just isn't that popular to begin with. And implementing a new system is much easier than those in charge wanting to do it. I do agree with this. I do think there's always going to be any sort of learning period or grace period with doing something like this. But man, there's a lot of smart people out there. I mean, a lot of these guys are professors. You know, a lot of these schools, they hire top-notch talent. It's like they could figure something out. And what it comes down to is they don't want to share their piece of the pie, man. They get in the full pie right now. They don't want to share it, so they're going to say, yeah, man, it's so complicated. Like, it's going to take forever to implement this. Not true whatsoever. Number 6, it won't dramatically change the quality of the top teams. I agree with that. It's like, when Kentucky goes off and has like 7 NBA players on their team, they already got 7 NBA players on their team. It's like they are already a powerhouse, guys. They are already a powerhouse. And if anything, it might actually help to spread talent to other places. I don't know if it would work based off of like, you know, like every player would get $30,000, or if they would do some sort of implementation of like a contract, which I don't know if I believe in that. I believe in maybe a set amount for all players, you know, treat everybody equally, but still give them something. That is kind of what I believe in personally, which I think if they went more of a contract approach, then that could, you know, influence decisions, which isn't always great. But at the same time, it might help spread the talent out. Yeah, Kentucky's offering Lonzo Ball $30,000, but maybe Washington State's offering Lonzo Ball $100,000, so therefore they get more talent to play around their team. Also, I think Marco Fultz will play for that team too. I don't know, that's just the first 2 colleges that came to mind there. So yeah, I don't really agree with that either. Good. Yes. This right here, guys, it would make the game of college basketball so much more entertaining because, I mean, yes, NBA, will players stay longer? I think it would influence the decision. I guess I don't necessarily. It depends how much money they would get. I mean, if D'Angelo Russell, as you can see on the screen there, is making $30,000, but has a chance to make, $4 or $5 million in his rookie contract, it's like, yeah, he's probably gonna jump board. But for some like of the lower guys, or some of the guys that kind of want to up their lottery chances, but it's like, man, I'm tired of not being paid. Then those guys usually go to the NBA even when they're not ready, because like they're not making no money, but they gotta start paying bills and all that. So I feel like if there was something, it would promote the development of players. It would promote players to say, hey, man, I'll take this $30K, I'll stay 1 more year in college and work on my game a little bit more and try to up my lottery, instead of taking the risk of jumping to the NBA because I'm not really quite ready to be there yet, but at the same time, I'm not getting no money in college, so I got to get paid now. So I definitely agree with that right there, guys. Really all of these, man, a lot of great points there. And I think it just comes down to corporate greed, like with anything. And you almost can't really treat it like anything else. It's got to be its own separate entity of how to pay college athletes. I think these guys give us so much entertainment. Yes, I'm going to say a full scholarship is great. It's absolutely fantastic. So many people would kill for that. But at the same time, people that get full-time scholarships in real life that don't play sports, they are doing that, but they also have the access to a part-time or a full-time job on the side to do while they go to college. College athletes simply do not have enough time to balance all that. They can't do a full college schedule. They can't play, college basketball, college football, all the demands of practice and the scheduling, and do a full-time, part-time job. I think college sports needs to be treated like a college, part-time, or full-time job, and I think players should be compensated. In the end of the day, guys, I'm Crispy Flakes. I never played college sports. I just know people that have done it. And I just think it's the right thing to do since, they're making so much money. Why not share the love and maybe help these kids out?